Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Randota. As always, I'm D. Now, normally, this would look very different, but this is something a little special. The announcement for this went out a couple of days ago, and what this is DOTA Underlords. This is a preview build, so this is not indicative of the final product. In fact, you can see the preview right down here, and the symbol for the game. Now, what is Underlords? To put not too fine a point on it, remember a couple of weeks, if you think back a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month or two ago, I did a couple games of Dota 2 Autochess. Valve saw how popular that game was getting, not because of me, but just how popular it was getting, and they decided, you know what, we want a piece of that. So they approached the mod makers, apparently had a pretty civil discussion, and the mod makers are going to keep making their own version, but Valve is also going to be making this. That is what Underlords is. If you have bought a 2019 International Battle Pass, you have access to this. You just have to go into Dota 2, into the Dota 2 client, into your Battle Pass / compendium and claim it. That's all you have to do on Steam. Now this will apparently also have a mobile version. I don't know if that's out yet. The reason I say that is because if you look here, interface mode goes for mobile or PC. You have some hotkeys. I don't bother using them. But let's go ahead and take a look. First off, we have play mode. We have tutorial, which is not in yet. We have multiplayer, which I have not tried yet. We have solo / bot, which is what I'm going to be doing for this. You also have the option to play at your own pace, where until you manually start the rounds, they don't start on their own. Then you have 4 levels. You have easy, medium, challenging, and hardcore. I've only played on easy so far, so I don't know how challenging these are, but easy is actually pretty simple. So actually, I think for this what we're going to do is we're going to go into medium bots. And then it gets you right in. But other than that, it's actually a very well done auto chess. So let's see, I've got 1 gold. I think we'll start with a Drow Ranger. Close that. So across the left here you have your scoreboard. Down here you have your card shop, so you can actually see whatever you want. This first panel shows you your stats. I have 1 Heartless, 1 Hunter. This next one is just your damage meters. And you can actually see others as well. And then of course you also have your inventory. Mine is currently empty because we haven't gotten to anything yet. So I can get a claim. We'll get the claymore. Now you get items at the end of each of the little intermission rounds. You get to pick from 3. And that's one thing where I'm not 100% certain on this game because it varies rather wildly. I'm going to take both enchantresses. And we're going to put 1 over here. Now, I've never actually used enchantress in this game. So let's move Drow. But the reason I'm not 100% on board with the item system is because it's partly based on the level you play at, that you're on. So like I'm level 2. And it seems a little random. Like I've gotten, because you can also get board-wide buffs for your team, for your side, which we might see in a second. It depends on what I got. But you can, yeah, like unstable reactor. I can get inventors, something for demon hunters. We're gonna get a blightstone. We're gonna give that to the enchantress. But because I've legitimately fought somebody, like I fought an easy bot, only to realize after I beat him, it's like, wait a minute, he dropped the divine rapier. Also pick up Pudge. You saw that little blurb thing? That means I have 2 Heartless on the field, so my enemies now suffer -5 armor. Move Pudge over a little bit. Alright, so this is actually different. My team is actually pretty strong so far. So I should get another item now. Strange Bedfellows, Vitality Booster, which I think is what I'm gonna go for the Vit Booster. We're gonna give that to Pudge because he's our frontliner. Eventually you do stop leveling up automatically because just like in Autochess, your level determines how many units you can have, and I'll pick up Tiny as well. Because Tiny is a warrior, so once I get 3 of those I can have my warriors gain plus 10 armor. But I also now have a level 2 Enchantress. Just like in regular Autochess, gaining 3 of the same star level of a unit will get you will upgrade that unit to the next star level. Tinker is unfortunately a very strong unit in this game still. I just lost, wow. First time. Get up my level 3 drow. Pick up a Pudge. Reroll. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this because now I can have a drow and an Enchantress. We're going to put Tiny out on the field as well. Shit, let's move Tiny and Pudge up a rank. Okay, so we've got a 2-star Clockwork here. Okay, so that worked out. Okay, my team actually beat the guy who beat me last time, so. And yeah, you gain gold. You always gain 5 gold. Alright, and I'll keep the one I've got left. So yeah, when you can just randomly get things like Divine Rapier. And I'm back into second place because Miguel is... Alright, let's pick up a Tiny. Reroll. Get my 2-star Pudge. And I got nothing in there. Then you can also skip to the next wave. If you're playing bots, I don't know about if you can do this with humans. But yeah, and you do eventually gain bonus gold for a win streak, so. Let's take the Morphlings. And there we go. 2-star Tiny. Also, we're going to lock that so I can keep the Enchantress for next round. And skip ahead. That's an interesting name. But you can also see what your opponent has. He's got 1 Demon and 2 Warlocks. Which means that his team has 15% lifesteal. So every class has their own special advantages. The Shaman is probably one of the stronger ones in my opinion, but let's see if I can get a Tiny. Actually, no, we're gonna put out the Morphling because that gets me 2 Primordials. The big advantage this game has really is that it is by, like I said, this is by Valve, so they are they're putting their not inconsiderable amount of muscle behind this in terms of development. So the animations, like all of these models are, you can tell, are pulled pretty much directly from Dota 2. Which means that this game looks good. Pick up another tiny. I know I reroll a lot rather than leveling up, which is actually why I'm going to save my 4 gold. We're on our first intermission. These intermissions are actually usually where you start to really see about losing troops. Although this one, not so bad. This is also where you gain more items. Hunter's Focus, Unsealable Reactor. Take another Blightstone and give that to Morphling. And there we go, now I've got 2-star Morphling. They need a slightly better way to differentiate between the 2 stars between just making them bigger, although Tiny is a good example of how they do it right. If Kunkka boat coming in. It's gonna land on 3 of my people. Doesn't matter, Morphling cleaned up on the backlines anyway. Now you do have a town portal effect when somebody dies. That was my drow. Gonna have to find a way to unseat Miguel. Gonna get rank 6. And we're gonna put out another Enchantress. Because a pair of 2-star Enchantress is pretty dangerous. Good choice because there's a 2-star pair of 2-star Tinkers or Scrappies. Alright, gonna win this one. Who is Miguel? What is he using? Okay, so he's got a 2-star anti-mage. Oh, okay. There's a second 2-star tiny, so I need 3 more 1-star tinies. Alright, so he's got 1-star Doom, 2-star Slark, 1-star Disruptor, 2-star Timbersaw, 1-star Lycan, and 1-star Razor. Also, I do like how as the countdown starts to go, the gate at the back here starts to pulse like somebody's trying to knock it in. I don't think yep, didn't lose anybody that time. There are actually some buffs that depend on you not losing your troops in a fight. Thinking about pulling out the Necrophos. No, stick with what I've got for the moment. Okay, now I'm up against Miguel. Oh, he's got a couple of Slarks on the field, so this is going to be dangerous. Good, double Nature's Attendance means more healing for my team. Static Storm comes out. I lose one of my Enchantresses. Oh, that was a fun thing. If you missed it, that Pudge pulled in their Timbersaw and then instantly Tiny threw him out. So actually, I just destroyed Miguel's win streak. Or no, I didn't. Because I was fighting him, he was not fighting me. Get myself up to 7 and bust out another tiny. I kind of like to keep these things organized, so. Alright, we get the dog and pony show. Now, these guys do leap. So they still have the Autochess thing, but I'm pretty sure Valve is working on that, because tankiness and my assassin are the ones who win that fight for me, but hey. Oof, let's get Tooth. I'm gonna get Tooth and Claw. So I've got a couple of savage units. So now my Enchantress does a stacking bleed effect. You know, I will take the Razor. Start expanding my stable a little bit. I also locked it so that I could get the other Razor. Because you always gain 5 gold. But a lot of this is if you were good, or if you at Autochess, or if you enjoyed Autochess, you'll probably like this. Actually, wait. No, nobody else. These games usually run for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on who you're playing and how things go. Although with bots, eventually, like, they just start to fall by the wayside. Alright, let's sell one of the pudges. Pick up a Drow Ranger, because I get a feeling I'm going to see those more often. Oof. That Phantom Assassin's going to be the death of me. Maybe. That Sand King is extra bad news. I still win. Good to know. Okay, really quickly what I'm going to do, because as you get in higher levels, of course, you start to see higher level stuff. Let's see what we fight. Yeah, Piotr. Or Piotr. He's got a lot of 2-star stuff. This one's gonna be close. I think that Nature's Attendance is going to be what wins this for me, although I really wish my guys would start attacking the actual Nature's Prophet rather than his Treants. There we go. That was a slow slog of a fight, but that is the thing. You cannot, since you cannot set targeting priorities or anything, you kind of have to go with what they throw at. I'm not going to take the pudge. Ugh, nothing useful in this one. You know what, actually, we're going to swap out for the Razor. Because that will actually put me at the 3 Primordials. Also, I do like that these are actually literally called tomato and potato. Also, yes, sometimes your units will TP back where they started. I'll take the Skull Basher. Give that to Razor. Okay, so I think I leveled up. No. I do need to again. And there goes the first of the bots. Alright, you know what? We're gonna sell the 1-star morph things real quick. Pick up these little tinies. Pray I get another one. Nada. And yeah, just like in Dota 2, formations are kind of important, although my square block defensive thing is actually working out pretty well. Oof, Anders only has 1 HP left. Okay, really quickly. Sell the Pudge. Get the Drow. Pick up the Enchantress. Not gonna pick up either of those. Okay, we're just gonna take more experience. I just need one star tiny, and I'm guaranteed to get a 3-star. 3-star units in this game are devastating, just like they are in Autochess. It's 2 bots down. It's still Miguel is the big threat. Lock that so I can stick it in, so that I can see if I can get a 3-star Drow. Actually, you know what? No, let's unlock that. It's getting close, but I'm still winning. And yeah, to change the views, you just click on the bot or person's name on the left side of the screen. There we go, 3-star tiny. And let's go ahead and get a 2-star Drow out. Oh, 2 Survival of the Fittest, which is another loot round, which is good because I need more loot. Alright, so don't have any scaled units. I could use the Moon Shard. Or I could use a Dagon. Let's take the Moon Shard, because that's a more permanent. Okay, and once again. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this. Let's see. Let's go and put another razor on the field. I don't think I'm winning this one either. Nope. That was painful. Probably because I'm only level 8, whereas some of them are level, like Ahmed is level 10. Oh, I'm actually gonna pull this one off. But yeah, you can also get BKB, which makes your unit immune to magic, so. Still win. Oh, he's got a Doom with a 2-star Doom with a Radiance. Yikes. Okay, so this is one that's always a tough round. Well, under normal circumstances. Take a Vanguard. Give it to the Razor. Just add some more to my experience total. Might draw out for the win in the archer fight. I've yet to actually, I've seen other people, like, I've seen the bots use it, but I've yet to actually have techies come up on my list, so. That's gonna seal it. Yep. That was a big hit. Alright, so they're basically just rolling with nothing but 2 stars now. that's the end of that. Yep, Miguel's just got my number at this point. Oh, Miguel actually lost his win streak, so he's not going to have super amounts of gold. Oh, this loot round is probably the most dangerous. Under normal circumstances, I'm just swarming this thing. Ooh. Take expanded roster. Nada. He's got an enigma. This did not go well, so... Those double gyrocopters are a pain. Yep, this is probably the last round, so... Don't know why my enchantress was just sitting there for so long. No, I got one more round in me. Final round, most likely. Yep, that's me. Well, there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed this. This is an interesting game, and like I said, you get access to it for free if you have the 2019 International Battle Pass. But this has been just a quick look at DOTA Underlords. I'm actually having fun with this. If you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like on the video. You can also leave a comment down below if you have anything you'd like to say. And if you want to keep up with me near my current series, consider joining the squadron by subscribing to the channel. That does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. As for that, squaddies, I have been D. I'm going to keep revisiting this as they make it better and more complete. But until then, good night and good gaming.